today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new HikMicro Habrok Pro model. So there's going to be two models, the HQ50L and the HX60L, of which we will go into in a minute. These are ideal for long-range foxing and deer stalking. This is what I'd personally say these will excel at. So the purpose of our review is we want to take a down-to-earth look at these products and share our own honest opinion and findings, and we want to remove any marketing spin you might see from more sales orientated content online. So we're going to look at the product itself, and then we'll go into some of the design, build quality features. So first of all, this is the HQ50L model. So this is the 640 resolution variant. There will be, like I say, the HX60, which has a longer 60mm focal length lens and a full HD sensor, but we will go into that shortly. So that is the Habrok, and we'll take a better look at that in a second. The Habrok Pro, the box here will give you a very quick look of what's inside. The box is quite big, to be fair, compared to some of the other packaging, like we've seen in the new Stella. Some social media links there. There is instruction manuals here, and a nice little feature, you now get this chest harness. So that goes around your arms, around your neck, mounts close to your chest, and it gives you protection for your Habrok. And I've popped some little bits in here actually to keep them, make them easy to access, and it gives you protection. Nice soft padded finish. As I say, that goes tight around your chest, and you get a couple of side pockets there. Nice little touch. I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't wear that, because for my style of hunting, I want the Habrok around my neck. I want to be scanning back down. I don't want to be putting it in and out of a pouch. If I was clambering around the hillside and braying around some bush and stuff, then that would be a nice little touch to protect it and keep it out the way of mud, etc. But I'm just scanning on foot on a vehicle, and I need quick access back and forward, so it doesn't really suit my style, but it is a nice little cracking touch and a nice product to be supplied with the Habrok itself. So that is what's within the large box that comes with the unit. You also get accessories here, so that's empty. I've took the accessories out, but I'll show you what you get. Basically, you get a dual charger dock. Now this is for the new battery system, much improved, definitely an improvement over the 18650s. You do get a tripod mount adapter, which is standard with all the Habroks. You get a USB-C cable connector, and you get two of these. So these are the new proprietary battery system. Again, we will go into this in a minute in some of the feedback, but that just slots in the side. You've got a little flag there to just slot that flag, and it'll pop out, and you just pop that in the side, and that latches a bit like the Falcon and obviously the previous Habrok models that were underneath. So for any users of the previous Habrok, they will know that the Habroks used to have the battery compartments underneath. So you had one battery on each side, you had two latches, you now only have one, and that pack goes in the side, and it gives you a really long run time for this unit. On the side you've got USB-C there as well. So that's basically what you get within the unit, packaging and extras. Now I'm going to put this back in here so it's out of the way. Like I say, that is a definite nice little touch to the product for sure. We'll put that out there, and we're going to talk about the product itself. So in fact, yeah, that'll be all right there. So Habrok, basically overall visually the same as the previous models, which were the HH and the HQ35 models, but changes now on this model. Externally, you do have a larger 50mm thermal lens, germanium lens for your thermal detector channel. So that gives you increased detection range and better imaging, dare I say. Slight downside is you're going to get a tighter field of view. So a 35mm model would be better for closer range use, but this is got a lot more detection range and more legs for getting out there if you're a foxer, etc. Or even if you're doing obviously long range deer stalking, etc. at longer ranges. So that is an improvement. The sensor as well has been improved, but again we will go into that in a second. We just want to show you some of the external features. So your new IR illuminator, which we'll go into. You've got your 4K optical channel there, day night. Your new battery pack system, button layout's all the same, eyepieces are the same, 0.49 inch display, and like I say, underside visually it's changed there, no battery packs, it's in the side. Right, let's go into the rest of the features. So the Habrok is designed, as all Habrok models are, from a magnesium alloy design. Obviously, like discussed, this one has got the redesigned battery system. Ergonomics, everything falls nice to hand with nice chunky buttons, easy to access all the menu functions, nice hand grip, and you can get familiar with your control functions. Some of them have got multi options on long presses to activate different features. Like I say, battery system. So this is a proprietary battery system. It's moved away from 18650s, which were more standalone, you know, like a generic battery system used by a lot of devices. Very handy for people, very cheap to buy, although I will say that HikMicro's batteries are slightly larger in diameter and longer in length than most standard batteries. So I would recommend any devices like that always use the HikMicro branded ones rather than different branded ones, because you do get sort of slight compatibility issues with them batteries, and if you're going to try and put a HikMicro one in something else, it's likely going to get stuck or not fit. But this battery system is a much easier and has a longer runtime than them 18650 cells. So like I say, you get a dual charger dock and you get 2 of these batteries. Now these batteries on the HQ50L model, it will run for around about 10.5 hours. Now that is a tremendous runtime, if I must say, 10.5 hours, and that's obviously using the LRF, maybe not the Wi-Fi activated, but intermittently, obviously using the device, display often, etc. 10.5 hours off one pack. So 2 packs are going to give you double that runtime of around 20 hours, 21 hours roughly. The larger sensor model, HX60, a larger sensor, will use a bit more power consumption, will give you probably around 19 hours. Now, this is all temperature dependent. Colder weather, you're going to get shorter run times. Obviously, Wi-Fi activated on the device, you're going to get short run times, etc., etc., depending on what you're doing with it. So that is the battery system. Key components and features of this device: sensor, NetD. Now, obviously, like I've said, there's 2 different models. The HQ50L model is a 640 resolution, and that comes with a 15 MK NetD and a 50 Hz refresh rate. That is this model. The flagship model, which is a Habrok HX60L, has an 18 MK NetD sensor, slightly minor difference in sensitivity, but that comes with a full HD 1280 by 1024 sensor, so that incredible imaging you're going to get from that, although the refresh rate is slightly slower at 25 Hz on the flagship one. Lens options for these: this Habrok HQ50L comes with a 50mm lens focal length, and the HX60 has a 60mm focal length lens, so that pushes the detection range from 2,600 meters to 3,100 meters with the 60mm channel. Optical side, both now have the 4K sensor. The previous Habroks had the 1080p sensor, or was it a 1440? No, 1080 I think it was. These now have the 4K sensor, so big difference, very big difference in clarity when you're using this daytime. So again, for the likes of deer stalking on the hill, etc., you're going to get really sharp clarity right throughout the magnification range with that 4K channel. Massive improvement over the previous Habroks. Same 60mm focal length lens on the optical side too. So viewfinder and display screen, the display is a 0.549, should I say, inch display, 1920 by 1080 OLED system. And these are both adjustable for the interpupillary distance. Nice crisp image from them and very sharp icons. So the LRF system, right, so the LRF system is the same sender receiver as existing Habrok models, although there is a very minor slight difference. So they've changed the orientation from a horizontal to a vertical sender receiver. Now, I'm going to be honest, I think the older style horizontal layout is more accurate for smaller targets at range than using a vertical LRF splash. Now, it's not going to affect you for using bigger game, things like that, but a horizontal laser splash, especially when you're hunting smaller game in the UK and you're looking at targets at distance at low ground level, can, on a vertical splash system, hit the foreground or the background of that target. And maybe not a big deal for centre fire shooters, but rim fire and air gun, etc. at distance, you can get 5, 10, 15 yards, maybe more, out by using that sort of system if you're not aware. Obviously at night you can see where that laser ping's hitting, but with the thermal channel you can't. So you just need to be, on the smaller game, longer distance, just be aware of that. And I'll show you what I mean now. 2 seconds, let's have a look at the Habrok 4K. So this is the entry-level Habrok with the 256 resolution sensor, with the 2 battery compartments, like I mentioned. Same 60mm lens, focal length lens for the 4K channel as the new Habrok Pros, but it does have the 25mm germanium lens and the low resolution sensor. But this is what I'm trying to show you. So the LRF on the older model sender receiver was horizontal. That gives you a horizontal splash. This one is vertical. Like I say, not a massive deal, but I prefer horizontal because you're going to get a more accurate, more precision, smaller targets at longer range, basically. Not a deal breaker, but yeah, a little change I noticed on the design. So, another little feature. This IR system is now removable. So what that actually means probably in the future, there's going to be some different variant options, maybe A50, maybe 940, maybe VCSEL IR to give you more range. So just be careful when you're adjusting that you don't unscrew that full module out. Just make sure it's screwed in, unless you definitely don't want to change it, you just want it screwed in nice and tight, so it allows you to go from spot to flood adjustment on the IR itself. So image quality and performance of the unit. Right, definite improvement on image quality on this over the previous Habrok models. Target details is much better. It's got due to the upgraded NetD of the device. You've obviously got the longer focal length lens, and you've got the Image 2 Pro algorithm giving you more detail. Definite improvements, like I say. The Habrok HQ50L is now got a 4.3 optical magnification, whilst the HX60L, the flagship 1280 Full HD model, is giving you 2.6 optical magnification due to the much larger sensor size, dragging that base magnification right down and increasing field of view. Again, we'll touch on that in a second. So detection range of this model, the 50mm model, is 2600, like all HikMicro 50mm 640 sensor models with a 12 micron sensor. All equal field of views, horizontal, and equal detection ranges. The flagship model, the HX60L, pushes that detection range to 3,100 meters due to the longer focal length lens, the 60mm lens. All the Habrok models have got the auto display off, so if you've got the device hanging around your chest, it turns the display off automatically. I'm sure it's a read sensor type system in there that detects, it's probably tied in with the angle indicator as well, like you see on a lot of the different Alpex and Stella models, so it knows the orientation of the device. Once you take it to your eyes again, eye display boots up, back down, give it a second, turns off again. Brilliant for not having to turn that off all the time yourself. Like most of the HikMicro products now have that feature. Also, it's good to see the custom palettes have came to Stella. Habrok's did have the custom palettes to start with, so you can turn off black, hot, white, hot, change it to what you want. I don't want to cycle through all the colour palettes. It's a stupid feature on some devices. To be able to turn them off is a great touch, and you can turn the optical channel off if you don't want to cycle through that. If you just want to cycle through your white hot, black hot, just have it like that. If you just want white hot and optical, you can select that. Great feature to have. The new little touch on these models as well is you now have a wide dynamic range. So under different lighting conditions, sometimes you require different settings. So HikMicro, what they've done is the 3 pre-programmed image styles. You've got daylight, twilight and night light. So on wide dynamic range, this will adapt to the different environmental conditions and give you the optimum image brightness and contrast. Nice little touch. Definitely improvement in the software options there. So, value for money. Price comparison. What else is out there on the market now at the minute? So you've got the infrared Gemini, which, let's be honest, looks a bit 90s retro, doesn't it? Be decent sensor, decent image on the unit itself, but it's not really a modern, slick design like the Habrok. Although it is multispectral, IR has to be attached separately. It doesn't have it inbuilt, but it is a multispectral option and an option on the market. Then you have the Pulsar Major and Duo models, both extremely nice products, really top-end premium devices, XP, XL and XT that's just been announced with the full HD thermal image on that one. Nice wide field of view on them products as well. Although they are actually lacking the optical channel, so you don't get the 4K side and you don't get the IR, apart from you do get an option on the Duo. So the Duo has got a 1440 resolution optical channel, a very fast optical lens that's very sensitive, but the Major, you either get the LRF with a thermal, or the Duo, you lose the LRF and you get the optical channel with the IR that fits into the USB-C and is removable. So very nice image and very sensitive on that device as well, but it doesn't have the 4K and it's not full color. So that's a comparison of what's on the market. Yeah. So price wise, this is the HQ50L. For me, the full Habrok range, this is the one that's going to give you the best value for money. But like everything, there's some little niggles, as in just field of view, etc. But this is the one that gets you your best bang for your buck in essence, because you're getting a 640 resolution sensor, 50mm focal length, all the 4K goodness. You're getting a removable IR, upgraded battery system, 3199, absolutely cracking price, right? With the chest bag as well. Pff, that is a good price for this product. Obviously, if you're splashing the cash and all the rest of it, you can go up to the HX60L, which is going to give you a full HD image, but that's going to cost you 4799. Big chunk of cash, but it does have some benefits with it also. So like I say, accessories, you're going to get that carry bag and a dual charge dock system. Who would I say this sort of product is best targeted at? I would say, personally, I think this is better having a higher native base mag on the optical side of things. It's ideally suited, like I said at the start, to long range foxes and longer range deer stalking, scan at distance, on the hill, etc. Identification, it's going to cover all of that really well. So final look, should we go over the little pros and cons of this Habrok model? So pros for me, like I just said, incredible price point with all them different features. Like I say, 4K thermal, LRF, it's got everything in it for a good price point. Another little feature that's going to be coming is in December they're going to put an image stabilization upgrade into the firmware for these models, so it stops you shaking the device about as much, because it can be hard with higher magnifications to keep that unit steady, because obviously higher magnifications you need to keep, you know, a lot more rigid when you're viewing, or you're going to get a little bit of wobble. That will help with it, so that's a good little plus point that's coming. Cons: field of view. On the HQ50L you're going to lose some field of view, but don't be deceived, because it's a double-edged sword in reality. Even though the Habrok HQ50L has got a 4.3 base mag, so it's got the exact same horizontal field of view as the Falcon and the Condor models, they sit at a lot lower base magnification, but people get confused with base magnification all the time. It's not about that. It's your sensor resolution, your actual physical size, it's your pixel pitch, and it's your focal length, right? All of them combine to give you sort of what your detection range and your field of view is. Optical side, you can increase this whatever you want using larger displays, and it's going to give you a bigger image, but it's not going to change that field of view. So the horizontal field of view, like I say, is the same as the Falcon and Condor 50mm 640 models, but because the way this is designed with the displays, it's sitting at 4.3, and that might confuse people. It does look huge, the image, but trust me, it's the same field of view horizontally. But that to me is a little bit of a con if you're going to use this up close, because you're going to have restricted use, and that goes for all 50mm models. If you're going to do more close or more in woodland, more close up, I would go for the 35mm model for sure, in Condor and Falcon variants as well. But I say this is more a longer range toy to be fair. So yeah, you do lose a bit of field of view up close. But on the upside of that, on the HX60L model, due to that larger sensor size, even though it jumps up to a 60mm lens, you're getting a wider field of view. So big sensors bring in the benefits of wide field of view, and combine that with a 60mm lens, it's pushing the detection range up to 3100. So what you're getting is the best of everything. 60mm with a HD lens gives you brilliant image at low base magnification, gives you a wider field of view, and it gives you even longer detection range due to that lens. So that is, it covers all bases, but it pushes the price point up to 4,799, which is a chunk more cash. But it all depends if you want to hit your bank card, your bank balance, and go for the full, you know, all the bells and whistle of the HD model. So yeah, that is the HQ50L and the HX60L that will be coming soon. Just a bit of info on them. So yeah, final thoughts. I think the HQ50 is definitely the one for a longer range hunter. Great value for money, having that 4K channel as well now. Dead really sharp and crisp. HX60L even more versatile. Like I say, it's going to just empty your bank a bit quicker. Yeah, so that is it. Due to arrive in the UK, I'm told. What is it? It's the back end of October, so these will be arriving. Yeah, so these are available on our website, listed on there now. So if you want to pre-order, you can just head to the website, pre-order, and as soon as they come into stock, you will have one at your door. There is finance payment plans on there, 0%, and there's some longer payment options coming as well, and that allows you to spread your costs to the purchase over a more manageable time period, if that suits you. So yeah, please drop us a comment on the video, please, just for any comments or queries on this Habrok model that you may have. I know it's a bit long-winded, the actual video. I just wanted to go into some more details. There's nothing snazzy on the video. I just like to talk and describe some of the points of the model, because you don't really get that much. You generally just get some videos of some random guys running around the field and taking a view, you know, fancy music and that. But yeah, how does that help you, you know? So yeah, like the video, please, if you can. Give us a subscribe, would be much appreciated. And yeah, like I say, drop us a comment if you've got any queries. Many thanks. Over and out.